Today is World Food Day. The day is observed on October 16 every year to tackle global hunger and strive to eradicate hunger across the world, and Ghana is no exception. This year's edition is themed Grow, Nourish, Sustain Together. Our actions are our future. Today, we want to look at the food security situation here in Ghana amidst a pandemic, and helping via Zoom with her expertise on the subject is the FAO representative in Ghana and Deputy Regional Representative Jocelyn Brown Hall. Thank you very much for making time to speak with us. Now, the FAO has been engaging the government for over 50 years on food security. How has Ghana performed?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me here tonight. And I would say Ghana is a leader in the region and throughout the continent and through the world. There has been significant resources put in the ministries of the various ministries that address food security. Those include not just food and agriculture, but fisheries and aquaculture development. We just heard from environment. Also, Ghana is the secretariat for the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, which is going to be an incredibly important tool in our food security toolkit. So the government has flagship programs to improve productivity, as well as for rearing for food secure jobs in one district, not just focusing on agriculture production, but on the whole value chain for production and for food. So I would say Ghana is actually a leader. Of course, there's always room for improvement. We have too many malnourished people in Ghana and throughout the continent and in the globe, and we have people who are eating too much. There's an obesity pandemic as well. So we have a lot of challenges, and that's why our theme is around working on this together. Everyone has a role to play. Everyone from the individual to the private sector to the media. Thank you for having me, and the government. Thank you.
All right, so when you talk about we being a leader, or Ghana being a leader, suggests that, as you indicated, yes, we're doing quite well as far as food being available generally, but then you've also highlighted the fact that, yes, we're having challenges. I want you to highlight some of the challenges. What are some of the areas that we need to really work on?
Well, in Ghana, as with every country, when I give my answer, I don't want to single out Ghana, but every country needs to work on nutrition. And we are proud to have partnered with the University of Ghana on setting some dietary guidelines so that people understand what good nutrition is. Actually, nutrition begins at home. It's very micro. It begins in the kitchen, at the kitchen table, with parents and their children. So that's an area definitely for some improvement. And as I said, I don't want to just say that people who don't have enough food are malnourished. People who eat too much food are also malnourished because they have a higher propensity for diabetes and hypertension and those kinds of things. So there's always room for improvement, but those particular areas I think are something that the government of Ghana could be a leader on, not just in Africa but throughout the world.
All right, and then we also had the COVID-19 pandemic, which especially during the lockdown, when people had to, they couldn't go about their business as usual. Food security, I believe, at that point was tested. How did we fare in trying to address the challenge?
Well, there's 2 points that I want to make about that. First of all, right now, the food security challenge is around access to food, which means that people don't have enough money to purchase food. That is where the lockdown really hit. The food availability, as far as our numbers know and our data goes, which we believe is very strong, the food availability issues are not there yet, but we need to make sure that we get seeds into the hands of farmers, that we support them with different policies and different products so that they can continue ensuring that we have availability. That's one point. 2 is, yes, certainly the lockdown did harm some low-income people, some vulnerable people. I believe the government of Ghana did a very good job trying to get food to people, especially through innovative ways, through making sure that children, for example, and school children who didn't get their food, the government of Ghana, I think, has worked hard on trying to either get them their food or try to reopen schools safely. So I think there has been a lot of progress done and a lot of models there. Of course, there are still, nearly 20% of people in Ghana are undernourished on a regular day pre-COVID. And so there's obviously a room for improvement. I might add one thing, and I think we've kind of lost the plot on this with the COVID pandemic, is let's not forget that COVID-19 was an animal disease that jumped to humans. It's what we call a zoonosis, is when a disease jumps from animals to humans. And I think not just Ghana, but the entire world has kind of lost that thread. Animal diseases comprise up to 70% of human diseases, and we really need to make sure that our animal health systems, our vaccination systems, our food safety practices around animals are strong. And that is really an area of improvement for the entire world.
And let's also look at our productivity levels, at the rate at which we're producing, or at the current productivity levels. Are we sure, or how long can that take us, especially because the population is growing and so we need more food? Are our productivity levels good enough to keep us, or to ensure that we're having food in the long term?
Well, thank you for that question. It's a very important one. My understanding from working with the Ministry of Food and Agriculture is that the yields recently have been quite good. But it's not just about yields to make food available for people. It's the road systems, it's the trucking system, it's the processing system, it's the packaging system. All of these systems need to be in place to ensure that we can get the right food. A country that I've worked in that I won't name could, not Ghana, but another country I've worked in that I won't name, could produce enough of its own rice. But because the infrastructure and the roads were so bad, it was cheaper for people to import rice from the United States than it was for them to actually transport that rice 10 kilometers away because the roads were so bad. So it's not just about the yields, it's about the whole system, the whole value chain, what we call farm to fork or farm to mouth, where we need to focus on and make sure that the food that people need gets to their tables and it's affordable for them.
All right, thank you very much. Jocelyn Brown Hall is the FAO representative in Ghana. Thank you for your time.